we start part B of Module 1, Responsibilities of a Container. Part B.1, Drawbacks of Solution 1. In the previous video, I described the basic idea we use for our solution number 1. Yeah. That's our first try to solve this problem. So definitely, there are many problems in solution 1. So in this video, we will do analysis, take a closer look at solution 1 and see what are those main problems. Yeah. All right. First, let's look at the key part of solution 1, changing implementation class. How do we change from different formats, right? From PDF format to HTML format, or from HTML format to PDF format, right? So the business part in that example, mainly this part. Yeah. We use the simple way. Yeah. The first try, we use the straightforward way to do it. Yeah. All right, so here I give you some more details. Yeah. So we create a business service class, yeah, because that's our business, right? So generating reports, now we want to do this business. So we create a special Java class, business class. So here we call it report service class, report service.java, right? Yeah, our class name. All right. So then in this class, we will do our business. So how do we do our business? Call a constructor of an implementation class. Before we do our business class, we need to create the specific implementation class. Here, suppose if we want to generate PDF support, so we use the PDF implementation class. So very natural. So you can see the class name here. All right. Now, after we create an object of this class, then we are ready to call its methods to do the business. All right, so now we'll go to the next step. But we need the data, business data first. All right, yeah. Similarly, if we want to switch to a different report, we need to switch the class name. Here, visually, you can see the change. Yeah. But to make that change happen, you need to edit your code, Java code. Okay? Java code change here. All right. So you see the code change. This step, that's a basic property of this solution. Yeah. Yeah. Here, later we will see the problem. Yeah. Because the code change could cause some efficiency problem. So, yeah, the solution is correct. Okay? Solution has no problem. But efficiency point of view, there is some problem. Okay? Efficiency problem. Yeah. All right, so next step, we produce our business data. In this example, we use simulation, right? Remember, calendar data. Calendar data. Calendar data, right? Yeah. Then we pass the data to the method to produce the output. Yeah. That's simple. So we have the object. So object name is called the report generator dot generate, right? Yeah. So we call report dot generate. Right? Yeah. Get the job done. Yeah. So that's the whole solution. So description of the whole solution. Right. Then execute the example. Yeah. Yeah. So now I put all the Java files together to show you. Yeah. All right. Structure of the programs. Here, in this whole example, we have 5 Java classes. 5 Java classes. All right. The first one, we call the drivers class, main.java, main method. So we start from this one. Okay? Yeah. Main.java. Yeah. Second one, interface, report generator.java. Yeah, the interface. When you do switching, this interface plays important role to handle that switching part. Yeah. All right. Then 2 implementation classes corresponding to different rendering technologies. All right. Then, yeah, these 2. Yeah. The last one, business class. Right? So we need another special class, business service class, to do the job. So you can see, yeah, that's the whole structure. Yeah. All right. So the code I will post later when I have all 5 solutions. I just post together. Yeah, but the structure is very simple, so you can easily understand how things work in this way. Yeah. All right, so next, properties of first solution. Yeah, so let's try to understand this simple solution first. The service class is responsible. So this is an important main term. Responsible for the selection of the implementation class. Its responsibility pretty high. Yeah. You need to select the right implementation class. Okay. All right. So whenever we need to switch to a different implementation class, we have to modify the code. Code change. You have to change your Java code. Okay? After you change Java code, you have to recompile it, right? So recompile the code, then redeploy. Yeah, because if this is a module inside a Java web application, you need to redeploy it into the server. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Okay, yeah, so that's why I mentioned in the previous slide, in the efficiency point of view, there is some problem. Efficiency problem, yeah, related to this part. Yeah. A service object needs to use a functionality of an object of an implementation class. Yeah, yeah. But here we see relationship, functionality of an object. Yeah, so here, this object implementation class. The service class and this object implementation class object, they have some special relationship. Okay, so we call it dependency. Yeah, here, this kind of relationship. Yeah, so we just call dependency relationship. Yeah. So then we call this implementation class a dependency of the business service class. Dependency of the service object. Yeah. All right, so this relationship, very important, a basic relationship. Yeah. It is the report services job to create and manage its dependencies. So that for the property, for this solution, you can see the business service class has very high responsibilities. What kind of responsibilities? Create and manage its dependencies. That kind of responsibilities. Yeah. High responsibilities. Yeah. You need to do a lot of things. You are responsible for many important things. Yeah. Here. Yeah. All right. Next. The objects of report service and PDF report generator are tightly coupled. Here we introduce a special terminology, tightly coupled, because their relationship very close, tightly coupled. Okay? Yeah, tightly coupled. Yeah. So later we will see loosely coupled. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So here you just imagine. Yeah. Loosely coupled, so you will see they can be disconnected easily. Tightly coupled, if you want to disconnect them, you need to do the code change, modify the code. Modify the code, that's the harder way to make the change. Harder way, yeah. After you make the change, you need to do a lot of things to make it work again. Yeah, yeah. So that's this new relationship, tightly coupled relationship. Okay, all right. This tightly coupled property cause efficiency problem, and more specifically cause the reusability problem. Reusability of report service class is restricted. Yeah. So here, let me explain this reusability a little more. In our software development, reusability is very important. It's related to efficiency also, right? When you develop a new project, you don't want to start everything from scratch, although you can, but not efficient, very slow. So what do you like to do? You like to use many existing Java classes and put them together to produce a new project. Use as many existing Java classes as possible, right? Yeah, so that's the reusability. Also, we try to improve the efficiency of software development. But this problem, tightly coupled, if you have some Java class that has tightly coupled with another Java class, but when you want to use this class, but you don't need that dependency class, you just want to use this class, then you need to make a lot of change, right? Yeah. So that means the portability, reusability, not portability, reusability is not very good. Yeah, because you need to cut off that dependency object. Then you need to provide a new dependency object, but you need to do some work to fix the connection problem, right? Yeah. So that will take a lot of work, not very efficient. Yeah. So this is the biggest problem for this solution. Okay. Now, after we see this key point, then next time we will know how to improve it. After we find the problem, next time we know how to improve it. To improve it, we will use another important concept. It is called decoupling concept. Decoupling the relationship between the business service class and the dependency object. Decoupling. Make them connection loose. loosely coupled. Change from tightly coupled relationship to loosely coupled relationship. Yeah. All right. But the question is how to decouple those tightly coupled objects so that the reusability of a class is not restricted by any of its dependencies. Yeah. So when we use a business class, we don't need to worry about the dependency objects because they already decoupled. Okay, disconnected. So here, decoupled, here it means you can disconnect those dependency objects without any Java code change. That's the exact meaning. Disconnect those dependency objects without any Java code change. How good it is. Is it possible? At this point, you may wonder how that could happen, right? Yeah, that's the biggest question. At this point, you may wonder. Yeah, but later you will see it could happen, and the solution is pretty simple. The solution is pretty simple. Yeah, that can be done in a simple way, but the concept is very important. The concept, decoupling concept, extremely important. Greatly improve the efficiency and the reusability. Yeah. All right. So here, okay, yeah, not restricted by its dependencies. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we learned from our first solution. Yeah. For the example, yeah, we decouple report service and PDF report generator. How do we decouple? How do we decouple these two objects? Yeah. So we will continue our story, step-by-step story. Yeah. Yeah. We will get there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So here we see a little more information. How after we decouple, yeah. So here, so we will do this. So we will do this. All right, yeah. But after we decouple these two objects, then what do we have? So here, it gives us what do we have in this class? We do not see the names of the dependency classes. We do not see the names. Okay, so you can see not tightly coupled. We do not see the names. We just get a dependency object. We do not see the names. That means do not know what implementation class it is, right? We don't need to know what implementation class it is. But at some other place, this issue will be addressed, but not here, okay? But not in the business service class. In somewhere else, it will be addressed. Yeah, it will be addressed. So that means the responsibility, I talk about responsibility. Responsibility will be reduced. The responsibility to determine what implementation class it is, that responsibility is shifted to a different place. That's the meaning. Yeah. The reason we discussed a lot. Yeah. We want to make the dependency change as easy as possible. That's our goal. Okay? All right. So with that, so finally, we want to achieve this goal, make our business service class more reusable. More reusable by cutting off all the tightly coupled dependency objects. All right, so here we understand this whole concept from high level. Okay, yeah, from high level. Yeah. Later we will have a lot of chances to do the low level, hands-on work to get a better and a better understanding. But at the high level, we want to establish this important concept in our mind. Yeah. All right, so let me finish the first video of part B.